Hello everyone, and thanks for tuning into the Financial Investor channel. My name is Brent, and today we're going to be going over the topic of real estate, how to not waste your time when you're investing local and you're a brand new investor. So if you are brand new to my channel, I do make stock market, personal finance, real estate investment videos weekly, so consider subscribing, and let's go ahead and get into it. So as a brand new investor, I invest in properties that are local to me, within an hour and a half of my home. That way I can drive by them. I could research the property beforehand, do a walkthrough with my realtors. Now, when I do this process, initially when we were doing this, me and a friend, we would drive around, have our phones out on our laps, looking through Trulia, Zillow, our emails from our realtors. They're sending us leads, and we're doing this all from our home while we're driving around. We're bouncing around the town, basically playing ping pong, and we'll go from one side of the town to the other side of the town, back to the other side of town, and it would take forever. We would drive around for 3 or 4 hours in a circle. So I've kind of come up with a plan. I've been doing this now for a few months. I've actually got 2 properties locked away now. I'm going to be finishing the rehab on one. I'm going out there on Saturday. We're going to be doing this. We're going to go out Saturday and check out 15 more properties. I have 5 on my list. My friend has 9 properties on his list. He just purchased one last week or the week before as a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, and I just closed on a 4-bedroom, 2-bath on Monday. So we're going to be going out looking for our new properties that we're going to be looking at. So in this video, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how I try and minimize the time spent researching and putting together and driving around aimlessly playing ping pong in the location that you're looking to invest in. So if you guys do like this video, give it a thumbs up button below. If there's any suggestions, let me know as well. So let's go ahead and get into it. So I put Fresno, California here as our example. So in order to get some sort of criteria, I'm going to go ahead and say that this area here, you may be able to get $1,500 for rent. So our cap here that I'm going to be looking at is $150,000 to make our 1% rule. Our bedrooms, we're going to go ahead and say 3 bedrooms. We're looking for homes that are for sale and they have at least 2 bathrooms, and let's go ahead and select 1 bathroom just to get some more properties in there. Okay, now we have a bunch of properties here to kind of choose from. Now we're going to go ahead and select low to high. It doesn't really matter. We can actually see here on the map that the majority of these homes here that match our criteria are all pretty close together. So what I'm going to be doing is grabbing a few of these. So there we are. We've kind of zoomed into our map. So we've already researched the city. We've deemed this city worthy of investing. Now we want to put these properties that kind of meet our criteria. These are interesting to us, but we don't know. I mean, we can click on one of these and you can see actually the crime data. Let's go ahead and load that up. If you head over to crime, Trulia does a really good way of showing you the crime statistics within your area, giving you the reported crimes near the property. So here you can see that this property here in this area here in Fresno's a pretty rough spot. I went there a couple times, and during the night I would hear some sirens throughout the night, maybe gunshot, I don't know. But we're gonna go ahead and just pretend in this video that we're gonna go ahead and say that some of these homes are worthy of investing and we want to check them out. And we're gonna go ahead and grab the addresses. And with these addresses, you're going to head over to Google Maps and punch in the addresses here. Now, once you've kind of got your first one loaded up here, you can click on directions. And we're going to say that we live at McDonald's. There's a McDonald's in every single city. We're going to go ahead and say that our home spot where we're meeting, we're going to be jumping into a car together, and we're going to be going on a drive looking at 10 properties all together, or 9 properties all together, and our starting location is going to be McDonald's. Now on Google Maps, you can select Add Destination. I'm going to go ahead and jump back over here to my Fresno, and I'm going to go ahead and pop up a few of these properties here in another tab. That way I can go ahead. Boy, that doesn't let me do it that way. I can click it that way. Okay, so I'm going to click a couple of these homes here, and I'm going to get them to sort of load on their own, and then it doesn't matter which properties they are. I'm just sort of clicking on a few here. I'm going to get 9 of them loaded. And then once I have 9 of them loaded, we're going to go ahead and punch these into our, I wonder if I got this one already. What is that, 1426? I don't see it up there. I'm going to go ahead and select that one as well. Okay, so starting here, I'm going to go ahead and copy these addresses. These are homes that we've had some sort of interest in checking them out. So I'm going to go ahead and punch these into my Google Maps. Here, we have another one here. I'm going to go ahead and add destination, put that one in there as well. Go ahead and try, what's going on here? Probably that number 4. Oh, it's an apartment. I'm going to go ahead and skip that. Avenue, yeah. We're just looking for some single family homes. Kind of weird that one popped up. Going to go ahead and remove that and add another one in here. Okay, found that one. Kind of continuing on here. We're just going to go ahead and pop these into Google Maps. And a really cool little feature here that Google Maps allows you to do is once you have all your addresses kind of put in, these are all homes that we've done our initial screening. We've looked at them. They look like they're in pretty good areas as far as where we would want to invest in, but we're going to be driving by these locations. Are there any parks next to them? Are there any schools next to them? Are there kids playing outside? It's in a safe neighborhood. You're not hearing sirens. You're not hearing gunshots. There's no one in a trailer in the backyard of the home that's listed for sale, and you can see somebody moving around and living in there, and you're wondering why the heck, No, these are all homes that you're going to be driving by, getting out of the car, and doing an assessment of the property. Now, if you're afraid to get out of the car, then you can go ahead and put a big old X through the property because you're not going to be buying it. No one's going to be renting it for what you're going to be wanting to rent it for. Okay, so here we've punched in our addresses here. And say, for example, that let's go ahead and these were all punched in some sort of way. And looks like the majority of our time here. Okay, so here we're going to say that this trip is going to take us, let's see, 145. I'm going to go ahead and just move a few of these around to kind of make our list a little bit longer in a sense. 1122. Okay, there we are. So initially, when we consolidated all of our homes and we threw them into our spreadsheet, it may look like we're going to take an hour and 38 minutes to drive by every single one of these locations. So we've met up at McDonald's. We have our properties in mind that we want to be visiting. But really right now, if we're looking at it, we're going to be driving around for 38.8 miles. It's going to take us roughly an hour and 38 minutes. With traffic, it could actually take us up to 2 hours. But we want to eliminate time here. So what we can do is, because we know our starting point is McDonald's, we can go ahead and say, from McDonald's, what is our next nearest location? 2543. Over here on the left-hand side, you can locate 2543, and I can't find it for some reason. Oh, right there, 2543. And we're going to go ahead and move it up underneath McDonald's, and it becomes our second location. We can see here that 623 looks like it could be our third location. So we're going to go ahead and move up 623 to become our third location. From 623, we can then go ahead and say, now we could go left and down and around, or we can go down and then come back up and have like a long, nice drive towards the end of the day. So I'm actually going to go ahead and slay after 323. I'm going to go ahead and say 559. And then from 559, we're going to go ahead and hit 240. That looks pretty good right there. And then from 240, we're going to go ahead and hit 3125. 3125 from 240. And then from 3125, we're going to be going to 145, and then to 105, and then to 1122. And then we're going to be going up here to 2405. Okay, so now we've put them into an order that makes a pretty good amount of sense. We put them into a clockwise order here. We've cut down our time from 38 miles, 38.8 miles, to now 19 miles. Instead of an hour and 38 minutes, we put them in an order that's going to take us roughly an hour. And now that we have these locations in order, you can go ahead and copy all of these locations here. Let's go ahead and highlight. Why isn't it? Usually, yeah, okay, there it goes. So it allows you to copy these locations. I'm going to go ahead and open up a notepad and punch them into my notepad. Now, once I have them in a notepad, what I like to do from here is, instead of writing every single one of these down, I just go to my printer, and I've done this sort of little process here where I give myself a little bit of space, and I'm going to go ahead and write down. Okay, jump back over here to Trulia, and I look up these properties and I look up the details for them. So, you know, I could either search for the address here by itself, or, you know, you could just kind of look through your list. But what you want to write down here, I got Barnes and Nobles. What you want to write down here is the bedroom. So 3 bedroom, 2 bath. It's 1,500 square feet. You know, you want to know the size of the home, and then what it's listed for. So I'm going to say 150,000. So you do this same process for all of these homes. You write down how much, you know, how many bedrooms, how many bathrooms, the size of the home. That can vary. Some homes could be 1,200. Some homes could be smaller. If a home is sitting at, say, 1,100 feet, 1,100 square feet, but it's a 2-bedroom, 1 bath, and it's listed for, say, 75,000, 70,000, because of the square feet, you may be able to check it out, drive by it, walk through it, and you could be able to find some sort of area within the house that you can actually bump this house into a 3-bedroom, and then you've bought it for 70,000, but now it's worth 150,000 because, you know, maybe not 150, maybe it's worth like 135 as a 3-bedroom, 1 bath, but now you've got equity in that home. But anyways, here you kind of write down all your addresses down just as, you know, like this. Now all these properties are in the order that you're going to be going to them to. Now you print this out and you have it on your clipboard or your notepad or whatever, and as you're going by each of these locations, you're going to be making your detailed notes. You're going to say, okay, there's a college, there's a park next door, next door there's kids outside, there's, and then once you kind of get a list of the detail of the, what's nearby, the commodities that are nearby, then you're going to be making details of the home. Roof needs to be replaced. Roof replacement, because if you go back home and you look at these homes, you're not going to remember anything. Roof replacement. You're not going to remember what needs to be done on these homes. So paint outside and in, new floor, new kitchen, and then you kind of go through, you walk through the home externally by yourself, and then here, for example, rundown area, no, you just put brand new, and you just no. And you kind of go through here and you knock off a bunch of these properties as you've kind of driven by them and you've looked at the state that they're in, you've looked at their neighbors. The neighbors' homes are completely boarded up. They have gunshot holes in the boards. You're going to go ahead and say that, no, this is a terrible area to invest in. You're not even going to bother bringing it to your realtor. You're just going to go ahead and mark it off on your list, put a big old X through it. Now, these other ones, you've gone through and you've looked at them all and you've made your notes of these properties. Now, out of the 9 properties that we've looked at, a few of them we're going to say, this is an excellent one, this is okay, wherever it is, this one's okay, and you're going to go through and just kind of rate them. Which one would you want to look at, and then based on your list, when you get back home, you do your estimates, how much it's going to cost to repair, what the actual repair value of that home is, and then based on that criteria, then you can make your offers towards that home. So that is basically my little process that I kind of go through before I go out there, driving around, wasting a whole lot of time looking through my app, looking through my emails, trying to find homes that match my criteria. I already have 5 or 6 homes, up to 9 homes here is on Google Maps that match my criteria. I put them in an order that's going to eliminate the most amount of time. Instead of taking me an hour and a half, it may only take me roughly 50 minutes or to an hour, depending on the drive time. I've eliminated roughly 30 miles of drive time, and I've already created a list that I can print out. And as I'm driving by these locations, getting out of the car, I can make my notes here saying, hey, it needs paint, the porch needs to be redone, roof needs to be remodeled. There's a big, huge chunk taken out of the roof or the chimney. HVAC is completely shot, by the looks of it. And then you get your list, you take it to your realtor and say, hey, these are the properties that I want to take a look at. I looked at 10 of them. These are the 3 that I want to really walk through and make an offer on. And he'll say, oh, okay, let's go ahead and do it. And you guys can do it right away or whenever they have time. So that is basically all I wanted to cover in today's video, how to not waste time. Make sure you have a list prior to going out anywhere, especially if you're investing locally. This is a great way of, use Google Maps in order to get your addresses put into an order that's going to eliminate the most amount of time. You're going to have a set direction that you're going to be driving and hitting these locations. And then also create your list with the addresses, the bedrooms, the bathrooms, the square feet, and the price point that they're asking. That way, when you walk through the property, you can make your own assessment of what sort of repairs need to be done. You can look at the square feet of the home. You can look at it for yourself. Hey, is there another room that could be potentially added into the home to give it value? So these are all things you want to be doing and researching prior to going out and just spending so much time out in your car driving around, because it becomes mind-numbing when you're doing this process. So this is just a little thing that I've done to kind of eliminate a lot of time for me. And I already have the properties that I want to take a look at. I'm looking at I'm looking at one fourplex, a duplex that's listed for like $126,000, and a few other little single family homes in like a nice neighborhood. So that is basically all I wanted to cover in today's video. If you guys did like the video, hit the thumbs up button below. If you guys do some sort of other process to help eliminate time when you're researching properties, that your leads, let me know in the comment section below. And of course, if you are brand new to the channel, I do make stock market, personal finance, and real estate investment videos every single week, so consider subscribing, and see you next time. Bye-bye.